There once was a traveller who owned an old steam engine. It was a beautiful machine, brass gears, shining steel, rhythmic chuffs of breath when it ran well. But over time, the traveller noticed something strange. The engine began to slow. It used to run on light and curiosity, but now it seemed weighed down. The traveller tried everything: more fuel, less fuel, new routes, old maps. Still the engine sighed, "I'm tired." One day, a quiet mechanic appeared and asked, "When was the last time you listened to the hum between the parts?" The traveller frowned. "Listened?" "Yes," the mechanic said. "Sometimes it isn't the engine that's broken. It's the rhythm that's forgotten." The mechanic spoke softly. "The way thoughts speak when you're just waking up." "Energy," they said, "is like breath. It's not something you make. It's something you allow. When you stop forcing and start aligning, breath finds its own way." Then they began to point out how energy hides in plain sight. In awareness, the ability to notice how you talk to yourself. In boundaries, the quiet courage to stop saying yes when your body screams no. In movement, not the grand marathon, but the small stretch that reminds your cells they're alive. The traveller began to feel not a surge, but a soft remembering. That power wasn't in the engine's fuel, but in its flow. "Fatigue," said the mechanic, "is the compass pointing home." Because when a person lives too long out of alignment with what they value, the body begins to whisper, "Turn back." Sometimes it whispers with sleepiness, sometimes with foggy thoughts, sometimes with aches that medicine can't explain. The whisper grows louder until you finally ask, "What if this tiredness isn't my enemy, but my teacher?" Think of your nervous system like a symphony. When stress plays too loud for too long, the gentle instruments of rest, digestion, creativity, joy get drowned out. But when you breathe with intention, when you speak to yourself with curiosity instead of criticism, your inner conductor lowers the baton. The body finds rhythm again. This isn't mysticism, it's biology. When you shift your attention, your brain changes one circuit's fire. Your hormones rebalance. Your mitochondria respond. That's the science of grace. What if chronic fatigue was never a failure, but initiation into a higher way of living? A sacred slowdown so you could learn how to listen deeper, to intuition, to alignment, to purpose. Imagine the karmic echo of ignoring that call, continuing to run a life that exhausts your truth. Now imagine the opposite, living with sensitivity as a superpower, intuition as navigation, energy as a consequence of coherence. When you stop fighting the message, you begin hearing the music beneath it. You go from "I'm tired" to "my body is recalibrating" to higher precision. Recall a moment where you felt alive. Feel where that lives in your body. Touch it, breathe into it. Teach your nervous system this is normal. Notice how fatigue looks and sounds in your inner world. Shrink its size, lower its volume, change its colour. Play with it. Imagine yourself weeks from now, walking with curiosity instead of dread. Watch how your posture changes just imagining that. Each of these is a language tool, a lever to teach the unconscious to find better maps. Intuition, after all, is the body's way of speaking before the mind catches up. Fatigue blunts it. Rest refines it. When you begin to trust small signals, a twinge here, a spark of excitement there, you tune the instrument of your perception. Soon, choices that drained you start to feel obvious. People who inspire you appear. The future stops feeling heavy and starts feeling guided. Every decision about energy has ripples. Ignore your signals and fatigue compounds. Honour them and strength multiplies. It's not punishment. It's physics and compassion in collaboration. You don't need to believe in karma to understand feedback loops. Cause, effect, correction. That's where every living system evolves. And your body, too, is an evolving intelligence. Imagine the version of you who learned to translate fatigue into feedback, who knows when to act and when to rest, who listens so deeply that the line between intuition and science blurs into one coherent truth. Energy follows understanding. And when you understand deeply the message that fatigue carried, you no longer need the symptom. You have the lesson. And maybe right now, as you reflect on this story, something quiet inside begins to soften. Not because someone told you to, but because you remembered. You already know how to restore balance. You already know how to rest without guilt. You already know that energy isn't given, it's remembered. And as you remember, your mind teaches your body teaches your breath whispers to your soul, welcome home.